Here's something cruise lines won't tell you. In the United States, passengers 55 and over make up 65% of cruise travelers. But what the crew really thinks about them? That's a story nobody's sharing until now. An ex-cruise director just broke the silence on what happens behind crew-only doors. The reality behind the smiles. Walk onto any cruise ship and something becomes obvious within minutes. Gray hair outnumbers every other demographic. These floating cities were practically built for senior travelers. Holland America averages ages 57 to 64. Princess? The majority are over 50. Viking doesn't even allow anyone under 18 on board. What most passengers never see lies below deck crew-only zones hidden from guests. Down there, it's a ship within a ship, with its own rules, routines, and rhythms. Crew move along the I-95, an interior corridor running bow to stern, no need to enter guest spaces. This is where the real talk happens between shifts, behind doors marked crew only. Opinions run strong. Some passengers become legends told for years. Others become cautionary tales swapped in the crew bar when drinks are $1.50 and filters come off. And senior passengers? They're at the center of both lists. Before we reveal what crew members say when passengers aren't listening, here's something important. Most people watching this video forget to hit subscribe even though it helps more than many realize. That small action supports content like this, the kind that pulls back the curtain on industries that prefer to keep things quiet. Let's count down what crew members really think, starting with number 10 and working toward the most surprising revelation of all. Number 10. The politeness paradox. Senior passengers bring something younger travelers often forget: manners. Please and thank you. Remembering names. They treat housekeeping like people, not invisible service robots. A Royal Caribbean cabin steward said this stuck with him. Over 60s remember names, ask about families, and make eye contact instead of staring at phones. But that politeness comes with expectations, high expectations. Number 9. The accessibility challenge. Ships market senior-friendly design-wide corridors, ramps, elevators, even pool lifts. Behind the scenes, many arrive with undisclosed needs: walkers, wheelchairs, oxygen tanks, special equipment. About 50% of senior passengers report using mobility aids during their cruise. The crew handles it, but workload multiplies across ships, stretching several football fields. The tipping truth. Number 8. The gratuity divide. Pay differs by where crew come from, not just by role, so gratuities matter. Most lines auto-charge $16 to $20 per person per day in tips. For a family of 4 on a 7-day cruise, that's $448 to $560. Seniors split some, leave extra cash. Others prepaid long ago and won't add more. A Celebrity Cruises bartender put it this way: American seniors budget extra. British seniors rely on the automatic. Neither is wrong, but crews have preferences. Number 7. The patience factor. Here's something crew members whisper among themselves. Senior passengers take longer. Longer to board. Longer to order meals. Longer to decide on shore excursions. On ships carrying 3,600 to 6,000 guests, those pauses create bottlenecks. Lines back up at bars, dining rooms hit capacity, and service slows. Guest services gets overwhelmed with questions the newsletter already answered. Crew working 12 to 16-hour shifts feel the pressure when this stacks up. But they also admit something else: senior passengers rarely complain without good reason. When something truly goes wrong, they speak up without inventing problems for attention or freebies. We're halfway through this countdown, and it only gets more surprising from here. The cruise industry depends on senior travelers. They book longer voyages and sail during off-peak seasons. Over 80% of boomer passengers are repeat cruisers, spending thousands each year. So why don't crew always celebrate an itinerary heavy with older passengers? The medical reality. Number 6. The health concerns. Every cruise ship has something passengers rarely think about: a morgue. Not advertised, but a practical necessity. Most ships have between 2 and 4 refrigerated drawers, a sober reminder that emergencies happen at sea. About 200 passengers die on cruise ships annually, roughly 1 death per week per ship, though it varies. Cardiac events lead the list, 97 documented cases between 2000 and 2019. But death isn't the only challenge. Seniors board with pre-existing conditions, heart issues, diabetes, mobility limits, dementia. Crew quietly monitor guests who may wander, get lost, or face emergencies hours from full hospitals. A security officer with 15 years at sea put it plainly, medical calls with seniors happen frequently. Some nights bring multiple alarms. Crew respond every time, often sacrificing sleep on already exhausting shifts. Number 5. The technology gap. Cruise ships modernize digital check-ins, app-based keys, QR menus, touchscreen ordering. Many seniors struggle with these systems. Guest services gets flooded with help requests. Crew re-explain the same digital steps dozens of times a day. Some guests need assistance all voyage long. Here's the part few admit publicly: this also creates job security. The more help passengers need, the more staff cruise lines must employ, keeping crew essential, not replaceable. The surprising favorites. Number 4. The activity preference. Senior passengers participate differently than younger travelers. They attend lectures. They take art classes. They show up for afternoon tea and wine tastings. They play bridge and attend ballroom dancing events. Crew members love these activities because they're calm, controlled, predictable. Compare that to family cruises, chasing kids around pools, spilled buffet food, and late-night noise complaints. Senior passengers bring peace. The ship feels quieter, more refined, easier to manage. Number 3. The loyalty factor. Senior passengers return, sailing the same lines year after year. About 50% take at least one cruise annually, some book 10 or more each year. That consistency builds relationships. Crew remember favorite drinks. They know dietary restrictions and understand personality quirks and preferences. One dining room waiter on Holland America said it best: repeat senior passengers feel like distant relatives who visit regularly. The job becomes less about generic service and more about genuine hospitality. That emotional connection matters when crew spend months away from their own families. Senior passengers sometimes fill that void, offering conversation and human connection during long contracts far from home. We're approaching the final 2 revelations, and this is where things get truly interesting. Before we continue, drop a comment about your cruise experiences. Have you noticed how crew members treat different age groups? Do senior passengers get better service, worse service, or just different service? Let's discuss what you've witnessed firsthand. Number 2. The safety concern. Cruise ships implement strict safety protocols, muster drills, emergency procedures, evacuation plans. Senior passengers sometimes struggle during these drills. Moving quickly becomes difficult. Following complex instructions presents challenges. Remembering procedures after the drill ends rarely happens. Crew members worry about this constantly. In actual emergencies, when seconds matter and panic sets in, will senior passengers be able to evacuate safely? Will crew members have to carry passengers down multiple deck levels? Will some passengers become trapped because they couldn't move fast enough? These aren't hypothetical concerns. Norwegian Cruise Line faced a $159 million verdict in a lawsuit involving propulsion system failures that endangered passenger safety. Crew members understand that any emergency involving senior passengers could become life or death situations where their actions get scrutinized in court. Number 1. The unexpected truth. Here's what crews say when the doors close. Across lines and long contracts, one theme keeps surfacing: gratitude. Crew genuinely appreciate senior passengers, not for bigger tips, though some do. Not because they're easier, though some are. Not for fewer complaints. It's because many seniors still practice old-school courtesy. They say thank you, and they mean it. They remember names, ask about families, even leave handwritten notes. As one cruise director told me, they make the job worth doing. Seniors remember when ships felt like true luxury, not floating theme parks. They value good service without demanding perfection from exhausted crews. Younger travelers sometimes treat staff like automated systems. Senior guests more often treat them like people. That simple respect boosts morale on long months far from home. For crews sharing tiny cabins and long shifts, that gratitude is fuel. So what's the final word from behind the crew-only doors? Senior travelers bring challenges: medical needs, mobility limits, tech hurdles, a slower pace. But they also bring what crews value most: respect, appreciation, loyalty, humanity. This industry runs on them. Cruise lines employ over 1 million people worldwide. To crews, seniors aren't burdens, they're the foundation supporting hundreds of thousands of families. If this changed how you view cruising, please subscribe. More insider perspectives are coming, real stories from real crew when passengers aren't watching. Sometimes the truth beats any brochure.